Hey everyone, welcome to another video. In this video, we are about to implement AdMob Open Ad in our Compose application. So this is the layout here. This is the top app bar. Nothing's here. And there's a text written home screen. This is it. And let me demonstrate how our AdMob Open Ad works. So if you hit back button and then open again, this is the open ad, AdMob Open Ad here. This is how it looks like. If you click on this portion here, it will register ad click here, and here is continue to our app here. If you click on this, it will take to our home screen. Now if we click on home button here, and then suppose we use another app for a while, and then head back to our own app here, then again this ad is displayed. Basically what happens is whenever our app goes to the background and comes to the foreground again, the AdMob Open Ad pops up. So this is how AdMob Open Ad works. And one more thing that you can let me demonstrate first. If we completely close our app, the app is completely closed now. Now if we click on open app, then you will notice that here is no ad at the initial start. There is no ad, but you can add open ad on the initial start also. For that, what you have to do is use a splash screen, because initially there is no ad loaded, so it may take time to load our ad and then display it on screen. So for that, it is recommended that we should use splash screen with it. While displaying the splash screen, try to load this AdMob Open Ad, and if it's not loaded by then we can try it again next time. But with splash screen, we should use AdMob Open Ad. And another thing is about Open Ad is we should not display Open Ad after our home screen is displayed. Like suppose now it is displayed, we should not display Open Ad after this stage, and we are currently now, because this will violate AdMob policies. So we should not display after the home screen is displayed. So we should keep that in mind. Okay, now let's go to the coding part. Okay, before we go to that, first things is if you find this video useful, do hit that like button. That will let me know that it is useful to my audience. And if you find Android related content helpful, do subscribe to our channel, because we upload Android related content in our channel. So do subscribe. Now let me show you the code how we implement AdMob Open Ad. So first, for implementing, we need dependency. So I have added two dependency of my own, that is AdMob dependency here, and another is to observe our life cycle. To observe Compose life cycle, we need this dependency. So I have added this dependency also here, and the version I'm using is 23.2.0 for AdMob and 2.8.3 for our Compose life cycle for this dependency. Okay, after we have added our dependency in our version catalog file, we also have to mention in our app level build.gradle file, which is this file. We need to add this here to use in our project. So after we add this, we need permission, and for permission we need to go to our main activity and Android manifest file. So in manifest file, I have added this two permission. First and second permission, this permission is for internet. We need to retrieve our ad from AdMob, so we need to interact with the internet. So this permission is to interact with the internet, and this ad ID is to, if you plan to publish our app, we definitely need this permission. And this hardware acceleration is not added by default, so you should add this in our activity as well. In our application as well as in our activity here. This thing, and this three metadata also I have added. This application ID, you may obtain it from your AdMob dashboard, and this to optimization is for our ad. So this is it for our Android manifest file, and now let's go to our main activity. So in main activity, what is I have created a AdMob Open Ad class. I will explain this class after I explain this main activity first. So I have initialized this class inside a remember function and stored it in this variable here. And this is the activity context I have taken. This is how you can get a context in Compose. And also I am added this state, our add state. We need to observe our add state for this. First it is initialized with true. That means we expect ad is displayed in the beginning of our ad start, so it is true in the initial stage. And then after this we are checking here if the ad is not displayed. If the ad is not displayed, then only we will display our home screen, or else we will not display our home screen. If we don't use this here, this may violate our AdMob policies. So we need this. And if you are planning to use splash screen, as I have not used a splash screen here, so I have used this. But if you are using splash screen, so you can handle this in your splash screen only, so you don't have to like add this line or all this here. You can handle your ads in your splash screen, so you don't need this, because I'm not using splash screen in this tutorial, so I've used this state. Okay. Now this is a lifecycle start effect. So what this does is, when our app goes in, when our application calls lifecycle event on start, same this in Compose, this effect also get called when our activity is on start event. So what? Okay, first you will not get this function initially. So what you have to do is add this. Where's that? Okay. Yes, this dependency. So I have mentioned this, that we need to observe our life cycle. So we need this dependency to. Okay. We need this dependency here to get this function on start life cycle. So when you call this function here, when the activity goes in on start state, then this block will be called, and on start or dispose block, this block will be called when our app goes on stop event, lifecycle event. So this block will be called. So what we are doing here is, on start we are setting our open ad state to true. Now you may think that initially I have set this state to true, so it will be true, but again I am setting here it's true, because this is for initial stage, as well as if our app goes on background, and when it comes back to foreground, then this variable will not be initialized again. It is initialized before only, so we need to set this to true, so our ad gets displayed and our home screen is remain hidden. We don't want to show our home screen while our ad is being displayed. That's why we don't want this home screen to be displayed. And one more thing to remember is, you also don't want to show banner ads or some other ads on your home screen, because no ads should be covered with our open ad. Suppose, like if we implement banner ads in our home screen and we display open ads on top of our home screen, this will also violate our AdMob policies. So never show ads on home screen and then display open ad on top of this screen. So what is the best use, how to achieve that is to hide our home screen when our ad is being displayed. So in place of splash screen, that's the best use of splash screen. There will be no ads on a splash screen, I suppose. So it will be the best place to use your open ad, because I'm not using splash screen for this tutorial, so it's fine because I'm hiding it here. This home screen will not display when the ad is being displayed, so it's fine here. So that's why I'm setting this ad state to true, so that our home screen get hidden when the ad is being displayed. And after the ad is this ad is being shown, so then we call our openapp.show activity, and then pass this activity from here inside our this function, and then this is a callback block. This is I'll explain this later. Okay, so we call our show open ad in our start state, lifecycle state, and on stop we call openAd.load openAd. Whenever our app goes in stop state, lifecycle stop state, then we load our ad. So this is how our openAd is handled. And then on launch effect, this block will be called, like, we are initializing our AdMob reward ad, AdMob ads in our this launch effect, and pass this as main activity as a context. The initialization need context, so I pass this context here. So this is for our home screen. This is all our home screen. But now let's go to our AdMob class here. I have created this AdMob class, and here are 3 variables. First is to store our ad. In this variable we are going to store our ad after it is loaded. And this load time, what is this load time is for? Of course, I'll explain this later. For now, just continue. And this, if the ad is being displayed, we track our ad state. So this is 3 variable, and we have functions here. First function is load open ad to load our ad, and another is to show open ad to show our ad, and another, this is a private function, is ad valid. So is our load time. So what happens is, whenever we load our ad, whenever we load our ad, we store current time. Whenever the ad is loaded, we store this time in our load time, and then whenever this is valid, ad valid function is called, what we do is, whenever this, in which time this function is called, we take that time also, and the load and the time when the ad was loaded, is loaded. What happens is, we deduct the current time minus the load time whenever the ad is loaded. And if that time, the difference time is more than 4 hours, that means the ad is expired. So what happens is, every AdMob Open Ad expires after 4 hours of interval. So after 4 hours, every ad gets expired. So we need to check that if the ad has loaded before 4 hours, then it's valid, and if it's after 4 hours, then it is invalid. So we are checking that if it's valid, return true. If it's not valid, return false. So this is what we are checking here. So that is valid for, and that's why we are storing our load time. Now coming to the load open ad function, and we have passed context as parameter, this activity. I'm checking here. If that is null, then we load our ad. Suppose it's not null, then we check if it is valid. It can be null, it can be loaded for maybe more than 4 hours. If the ad is loaded more than 4 hours, then it is invalid. So if it's invalid, then what we do is set our AdMob to null, because at first it is not null, so it is loaded. But if it's loaded before 4 hours, then it becomes invalid, so we load our ad again. We don't want to show our user an expired ad, so we load our ad again and set this AdMob ad to null, and then load it again. So this is a request variable. So what I'm doing is, this request builder is required to request our ad from our AdMob, and this is the ad ID. I have taken this from our string XML, this ad ID, and this ad request, and then call this app open ad dot load function, and pass this context from here, and this ad ID from here, and this ad request from here. And after this is a callback request, AdMob Open Ad callback, load callback. So what happens if the ad is loaded, then we store this ad inside this variable here, and also we store the current time. The time it is loaded, also this will be saved in load.current. This is the function of loading our ad. And after this, another function is show open ad. In show open ad, we have taken context, and here is a callback. What is this callback is for? After the ad gets displayed completely, so we need to go from from ad to home screen. We are displaying our home screen here with this open ad state, and I have this block. This block is our callback. Sorry, here it is. So this is our callback. Whenever show is complete, then we call this callback. So now this is a if block. If it's not null, then we can display. But suppose it is invalid or not. If it's invalid, then we load again and just pass on show complete, because we don't want our user to wait for ad to show then use our app. So for this purpose, I have passed this on complete here. So our user doesn't have to wait if the user ad is not loaded or it's not valid. So this callback will set this or add state to false, and it will continue to our home screen. Now again in else block, if it's not suppose it's loaded and it is valid, then it will come to this section of code, and in this section I'm checking this is this ad displayed. Now suppose this is for, now suppose if I go back and come back again, so now the ad is displayed. Now what happens if a user goes to home again? It doesn't interact with this ad, just go to this home like screen again, home screen again. If he clicks on show ad, then what happens? You see nothing happens, like it's still showing the same ad and nothing else, because from here I'm asking it to return. From it's returned, so no ad will be displayed again, and then it comes to use. Now what happens if I don't use this line? Let me show you. What happens? I don't check if the ad is displayed or not. So what will happen if you don't? No. Now what happens is just home screen, just then again, okay. Oh, that is not loaded till now. No. Sometimes our emulator is slow, so it will not be an issue for a real device. So I'll show you here. So now the ad is displayed. Now what if the user goes to our home, and then again comes back, the ad is being displayed. So now you can see our home screen is being displayed, because initially our this false, it is setting our false to false, and our home screen is getting displayed. This gets called whenever our these are callbacks. When this is called, we call this on show complete here and also show complete here. So when this callback is called, this we show our home screen. So it will violate our AdMob policy. So that's why I have created this check mark here. So that will, if the ad is getting displayed, currently displayed, then we'll return from here. And if ad is not displaying here, then we come to this block from here. And after this, if ad is, now the app will get displayed, so we are setting this value to true, and then we are calling this openAd.show function and pass this context from here. And after that, I have added this callback, AdMob Open Ad callback here, and this callback has some callbacks here. This on ad failed to show full screen context. Whenever due to some reason our ad could not be displayed, so we set our AdMob ad to null, this variable where our ad is stored. We set that to null, and is our ad is being displayed, we set that value to false, and also call on show complete. So whenever our user will call on continue to our app, this function will be called and will show our home screen. This is failed, and if this function is called whenever we click on continue to our app, and the same thing we do it here. And when the ad is closed, we also call this load function here. When the ad is closed, we again load a new ad here. So next time if the ad app goes to the background and again comes to on the foreground, then we can show our ad. So we call this load function here. So this is it, and this is the valid function I have explained earlier. Nothing's here. Okay. So this is it. This is how we implement AdMob Open Ad. And if you find this video helpful, do hit that like button. And if you have any doubt or could not understand any of my explanation, do comment down below. I'll try to explain it further. And thank you.